However, from that, stakeholders have called for public education on the cylinder recirculation module, which is currently being implemented by the government. The cylinder recirculation module distribution system is designed such that a registered customer brings an empty cylinder to an exchange point in return for a filled one. The initiative seeks to reduce accidents at gas filling points in communal and residential areas. However, despite moderate patronage since its launch in September 2023, there are renewed calls for an extensive education on the initiative. The following report has more.
The module involves the process of refilling LPG cylinders at large refilling plants and subsequently distributing them to consumers through specialized retail outlets known as exchange points. These exchange points are expected to be situated in various communities across the country. Obed Boache, the head of gas in charge of commercial regulation and the National Petroleum Authority, has reassured consumers of its sustainability, adding that they can continue to visit their local LPG filling stations to refill their cylinders until exchange points are established in their communities.
We are running the old model, the model we know now. We are running it side by side of the cylinder recirculation model. What it means is that the refilling station where you have been filling your cylinders all this while, when you go there in the meantime, you can still fill your cylinder to whatever quantity you want and take it home until you see an exchange point pop up in your local area or in your vicinity, and then decide to go there and begin the cylinder exchange. Then from that point on, anytime you are out of gas, you go to that station and then exchange for a filled one.
The primary objective of this model is to ensure that by 2030, at least 50% of Ghanaians have access to safe, clean and environmentally friendly LPG. However, in interactions with some consumers seen at various LPG filling stations, it was observed that a significant portion of these consumers still has little knowledge about the project despite its launch in September last year. I can see that you came to fill your cylinder here. Yeah. Have you heard of the cylinder recirculation model?
Oh, please. No, I've not heard that before. Until today, you're saying it.
For now, but for now, no be our best with their whole area.
On the other hand, Henry Oseyal, the Chief Executive Officer of Henos Energy, a company partnering with the government to set up exchange points at various filling stations, revealed to Citi News that the patronage has been moderate, thus the need for extensive public education to make the initiative known to Ghanaians.
So it's a question of education and an awareness creation. And we need to collaborate, first of all, more with the NPA and with the local assemblies and district assemblies where our cases are going to be cited, so that we get them to partner us and then help create the awareness so that people can understand what the CRM policy is and fully jump on board. Because it's the policy that's going to drive us from our current penetration rate of 25.1% to the 50% that we envisage by the year 2030. We've brought convenience to the doorstep of customers. So customers come to fuel stations. Once they fill up, they swap their empty cylinders for filled ones. And the average cage we have, that's about 50 cylinders a month on swaps. So I'll say the patronage has been positive and it's increasing.
Mr. Osei, however, explained to Citi News the processes one has to go through to exchange their cylinders.
We look at the cylinder you're bringing, if it's in a very good state. By and large, it's a mix. We have some people who have got fairly good cylinders. If your cylinder is fairly good, it's easier. You just swap it for hours and then we fill it. If your cylinder is in a very bad state, we discourage you from continuing to use that cylinder and we encourage you to buy a new one that's filled here. And then subsequently, that becomes your swap cylinder as you go along. We have some cylinders too that come in not a very bad state, in a medium to good state. Those ones we admit. Where the case requires, we might ask you to make a deposit for maintenance. All you need is a Ghana card and a phone number. So when you come here, we'll take your Ghana card ID, the number on it, and then we'll register you onto our platform using your phone number as your unique account number. Once you are done, you just drop your empty cylinder and you pick a filled one.
Key among the concerns from consumers is for governments to do more public education about the exchange points as where they can go and exchange their cylinders as part of the cylinder recirculation model. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kennedy Chumesi.